Hello everybody and welcome back to YouTuber News with me, Benedict Townsend, and my usual furry host, Oreo the dog. We're very excited for a great show, aren't we, Oreo? What's that? Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a banger. Khalifa has responded in tears to a TikToker. A YouTuber broke into the Love Island villa. Trisha Paytas has said James Charles should go to jail. And of course, it's a return of factory or fictionary. All this, plus I'm going to do one of those TikToks where people show a tweet and then laugh hysterically in front of it, because we all love those. Who did this? You're laughing so much, but you had to find the tweet, and then you had to screenshot the tweet, and then put the tweet into TikTok, and then frame it up, and then stand in front of it. And you're always like, who did this? It's like right there. It says on Twitter, it has this good feature where it shows who tweeted it, although you did crop that out, didn't you? Glenn. On this week's edition of YouTuber News, hosted by me, Benedict Townsend, at Benedict Town, and Oreo the dog, at Where Are You Going, Oreo? Please come back. And brought to you by PopBuzz, the only website that's coming home. It's coming home. This website's coming home. Our first story, Khalifa has responded in tears to an emotional TikTok that involved her. A TikToker posted a TikTok saying, quote, "I can't wear my glasses because the high school boys keep saying I look like Khalifa with them, and it makes me uncomfortable." And the clip went incredibly viral. It was seen by many people, including Khalifa herself. And of course, she is now a social media personality, but she was previously an adult performer, a very successful one, very famous one, and she duetted the original TikTok, which was from someone named at Oreo Milkshake. Give me some glasses. I want to see what the resemblance is like. What have you been watching, Oreo? And actually cried while she was duetting the video. Clearly it really hit her. And she said, quote, "I'm so sorry, I don't wear them anymore for this reason." Now, Oreo Milkshake and a host of other people on TikTok rushed to defend Mia and comfort Mia and say, look, it's not your fault, you haven't done anything wrong, you know, trying to support her. And in response to that, on Instagram, Mia said, quote, "Thank you. I know that deep down, but the guilt is crushing. I wish I could protect every little girl from the male gaze. I know how I feel when men harass me in public. It kills me that other girls get the same abuse just for looking like me." So, you know, nice that everyone was backing Mia, but ultimately quite a sad story all round. Look, I know you might not be the most comfortable by the presence of a dog, but I promise you, Oreo here has no interest in you, rat. Seriously, he's not intrigued at all. He's not gonna, okay, maybe he's a little curious, but he's not gonna like, okay, all right, okay, easy now. All right, lads, come on, we're all friends. It's coming home. We've got ambulance. Have we got ambulance?
Help me!
Oh. Yeah, poor Oreo. The rat is dead. Oreo, cease. Settle down. Oh, he thinks it's a game. Forget Jake. Forget Jake Paul, Austin McBroom or whatever. It's all about Oreo rat. Our second story, a YouTuber has been caught trying to sneak into the Love Island villa. Yes, prankster Omer Majid live-streamed himself in a corridor. It's a little bit distracting that Oreo is hunting a rat, but I'll try and move past it. Live streamed himself in a corridor of the iconic villa, and he's walking along on the live stream, and then suddenly you can hear a voice shouting, "Oi, you're trespassing!" And then he's dragged out by security. Now this is notable because he seems to be the only person who has ever successfully breached the walls of the Love Island villa, although apparently many people have tried. Ex-contestant Alex Miller has said, quote, "When I left, I chatted with the guys who looked after us. They told me at least 5 people a day try to access that villa, but so far no one has got in." Who are these 5 people a day who are trying to get into the Love Island villa? It's not like some Willy Wonka thing where if you get in, you get to be a contestant. I've not seen the Willy Wonka film, but I assume that's what it's about. Nicely done. Now this seems like a relatively serious thing, you know, to sort of break into the Love Island villa, and you'd think it would come with some kind of serious punishment, but no! Apparently this guy was searched and released, and the police were not even called. So that'll disincentivize people from trying this. What a heaven forfend I'd be lightly searched and then promptly released. But you get more of a telling off for trying to bring your own snacks into the movie theater. Am I right, Oreo? High five. And it wasn't just embarrassing for security, it also meant they had to deep clean the villa because it's it's a coronavirus bubble because it's all, I just love when they do this stuff. They're like, don't worry, this island where everyone's shagging, it's very corona safe. Where like everyone wears masks when they stand up. It's all, so apparently they had to deep clean the villa, and I can't think of anything more disgusting than having to deep clean the Love Island villa. So keep those cleaners in your prayers tonight. Next up, we've got a story about Trisha Paytas and James Charles. Oh wow, how original. But before that, it's time for Oreo's Deep Questions. Cue the usual jingle. Oreo's Deep Questions. What will he ask? This week, Oreo's been chatting to me a lot about philosophers like Descartes and Plato, and he's been saying, you know, what's going on in the world and what is death? And this week, he's got a single question for all of us. And that question is this. Good point, Oreo. Look at that photo of Mary and Jesus. Like, actually, that picture of Halsey and her baby as well. If I just get one nipple out. Sorry, you're not a toy. I should put you down. You're not a toy. You're an Oreo. Oreo, what do you think the meaning of life is? Interesting. Oh, okay, fine. Have we wasted enough time? Fine, let's do the stupid Trisha Paytas story. Our third story, Trisha Paytas has said James Charles should go to jail. Yes, Trisha. I need to put a bit more enthusiasm in. Hold on. Yes, Trisha was commenting on James Charles' recent return to YouTube, which of course featured him deleting his past apology video, as you do. And they were referring to past accusations of James allegedly grooming teenage boys via social media DMs. Now, James openly admitted to sending explicit messages to underage fans, although he said he thought they were older. Although again, he did that in a video that he has now mysteriously deleted, which means the whole problem simply goes away. So that's nice. If you apologize for something, then delete the video, then it's gone. But one person who clearly does not want the whole thing swept under the carpet is Trisha, who said in a new video, quote, "Obviously James Charles is gross and creepy. I'm glad that's been brought to awareness, but it's like he's back. People forgive him. There's only so much you can do because the people who were victims, the minors, don't come forward. James should go to prison, but hey, he's back on the internet." Now, this would have slightly more weight if Trisha wasn't a person who just kind of says wild and inflammatory things all the time with no particular rhyme or reason. Well, the reason is usually self-promo, which basically always works. I mean, I'm literally talking about Trisha right now. But in this instance, it seems like Trisha is actually saying what a lot of people are thinking. Aww. At least in terms of just letting James immediately off the hook. The jail thing might be a little bit more technical. But a lot of people are not happy with James coming back to YouTube, just quietly getting rid of that apology video and thinking everything will just go completely smoothly. Because to be honest with you, I don't think it will. What do you think, Oreo? If you think James Charles shouldn't have deleted his apology video, be a dog. There you have it, folks. If you think YouTuber News is the best show ever, sit quietly and be pointy. There we go. It's quite pointy. Oreo, which segment do you think we should do next? Oreo? Speak to me, Oreo. I'm sorry I picked you up like a baby. I know it was belittling, but we need to figure out what section to do next. Don't hang your head and cry. It's time for Factory or Fictionary. Now, last week we had an explosive episode of F&F with Tim Factory making his return seemingly from, as the French say, le death. And how has he done this? Surely there's a carefully weaved plot that's been really thought about ahead of time. You'd think so. Let's hope so. The smoke cleared and Tim Factory trotted forward on his little hoofy feet. Hello! Oh no, what was his voice? It's me. Hello, it is me, Tim Factory. As you can see, the rumours of my death were greatly exaggerated. My God, said Jim. Brother, you are alive. Yes, thanks for pointing out the obvious. Haha. Wow, and you're much more funny and dynamic now. I guess you could say death kind of suited me. And you're wearing a leather jacket and cool shades. Yes, I'm cool as can be now. Pow. And even though I am back from the dead, there's still one thing I'm really passionate about. Factories that make other factories. Well, then you're not going to like what's happening, said Jim. I think Addison Rae's here as well. And Dad Hal. Anyway, you're not going to like what's happening. Our sister, Margaret Factory, has taken over the factory business. I know. Who do you think's been watching from the shadows this whole time? Honestly, I don't know. I can't keep up with this. What about Shakes Malone? Is he still here? I faked my own death because I wanted to know which of my siblings was fit to take over my legacy when I retire. I suspected Margaret might stage a coup, and she did. A coup d'etat. That's how I know that you, Jim, are pure of heart and will be my heir. Oh, brother! That's lovely, but what are we going to do about Margaret Thatcher and her army of aluminium robots she has? We need to team up, brother to brother, and bring down the aluminium lady. But how will we do it, brother? Sounds like quite the plan, came a voice from the shadows. There's so many shadows. Who on earth is that? Said Tim Factory. It's me, Shakes Malone, aka Phil Lester. And it looks like I caught myself a couple of rats and a couple of traps. He's gonna get us all, they said. Dum dum dum. Cliffhanger. What should happen next week? How many more characters should I crowbar into this? Find out on Factory or Fiction. What's that, Oreo? The best way to get new episodes of YouTuber News is to hit subscribe on YouTube or by swiping up on the last snap of this story? That's a great point. What a smart dog. I'm Benedict Townsend, and this is Oreo the Wonder Dog, and this has been YouTuber News, which airs every week on the YouTuber News YouTube channel and also on Snapchat Discover. I'll be back next Tuesday with an episode of Quick Bites, and another episode of the YouTuber News podcast, and there'll be a brand new episode of YouTuber News, the main show, next weekend. Pant if you're excited. Hello. Look after yourselves, have a great week, and remember, couldn't have said it better myself.
Oreo, no! No! This is him trying to play. This is who he knows. Really slowly push it off the table. Leave him alone. Oh, good boy.
Good boy. Thank you. The dog was good too.